Hello, hi, it's been a while, and a lot has changed. Some of it not for the better, but I can't talk about that right now. It's been a hard couple months, to say the least, and I'm just starting to get back into a routine and into things that I used to enjoy and love. I'm officially in Texas, and everything was going great, but I have suffered a loss recently. Some of you might already know what has happened, but I'm going to maybe talk about that in a later video because right now I haven't fully accepted the loss and have processed the grief. I am in therapy, so I'm working on it, but it's gonna take me a while to be normal again, whatever that means. So I'm just gonna get into the video. We're gonna just try and be positive and try and get back into what I used to love. So I wanted to give a little bit of a reading update. Currently, I am reading Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. This is the second book in the series of the Imperium? I don't know how you say it. It's the second book in the series though. And I am on what chapter am I on? I'm on chapter 34. So that book, not as good as the first, to be honest. I've been very, very bored for most of what I've read so far. So I'm roughly like 433 pages into this book and not a lot has happened. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but most of this book is just listening to Violet whine and complain about stupid shit. Like, if she would just sit and actually think and communicate with Xaden for just really listen to him. She's annoying the fuck out of me right now. Finally, some stuff has started to happen. A lot of it, I won't give away who or why, but a lot of it was just traveling back and forth from one location to another. Like, every time they would travel back and forth, like, it's the same conversation happening and no resolution, if that makes any sense. Annoying to read, like, basically the same conversation over and over again, and nothing get resolved. I did want to do a bit of a book haul of some of the books that I've acquired since being in Texas. I haven't done a lot of book shopping. I'm still trying to catch up on a lot of bills, and I don't have the extra resources to buy a lot of books. So I've been utilizing my Kindle to kind of make the price a little cheaper and using my library for digital, like ebooks. But I did purchase a few books over the few months that I have been here. So first I have Emily Henry's Happy Place. I don't have any idea what this is about, to be honest. I know it's going to be a romance, some fluffy romance with like a little bit of deeper meaning in here throughout, I believe. I read Beach Read not too long ago and enjoyed it. I really did. So when I'm in the mood for a romance, I would probably be picking this up. I have no idea when I'm going to get to this. Whenever I'm in the mood for a romance, this is available. I also have the Magnolia Parks series back here that I want to read. I still haven't read any of the Taylor Jenkins Reid books. I know. So I have some romance options when I'm in the mood for that. The next book I picked up was solely because of how beautiful the dust jacket is. And I will admit that, but it is. It's gorgeous. I picked up The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. I have a rocky relationship with Samantha Shannon. I've read The Bone Season, but it was many years ago, right around when it first came out. So I don't know when that was, but it was a while ago. And I enjoyed it for the most part. I was just kind of getting into more complex fantasy. So I definitely need to revisit this because I don't think I fully absorbed all of it whenever I was reading it. And I think I've tried moving on and reading the Mime Order, but I honestly don't remember any of it. Whoops. Sorry. I have read The Priory of the Orange Tree, which I did not super enjoy. I really wanted to like that book. I really, really wanted to like it, but it was just not for me. Now, did I buy the second one? Yes. And again, it's because the covers are gorgeous. They're stunning. They're so colorful and they're so pretty. Will I ever read it? I don't know. Maybe. Hopefully someday. I didn't just buy that for no reason, but it's there. It's there if I ever want to. The next couple books that I got are from Book of the Month. I picked up Starling House by Alex E. Harrow. I know this is a fantasy, and I believe it involves this girl going to this notorious house. I don't know if it's haunted or what is involved. It's pretty short, and I'm excited for that because Iron Flame is like, what, 600 or 800 pages or something like that on the Kindle. So, and I'm only halfway through. Oh, I just realized I'm only like halfway through if it's 800 pages. But whenever I finish that, I'm probably going to be in the mood for something shorter. So I think this might be one of the ones that I pick up next. The cover's really pretty too. I like that the birds have the little keys. I think that's cute. Then I picked up Again and Again by Jonathan Evanson. I know that this is about an older gentleman who is kind of in his last days in a nursing home, and he's recounting to his nurse that he has lived multiple lives spanning all the way back from like medieval Spain, and they're not sure if he's completely delusional or if he's telling the truth. This does sound interesting, and it does look pretty short. This I got this month. It's a little over 300 pages. So I sometimes like that kind of fiction, like literary, almost historical fiction type of mood. So I'm excited to get to this when that mood strikes. This is one of the most recent books that I picked up that you actually saw a clip of the bookstore that I went to get this book. I filmed that, I think, last week. I just started filming again, so that was the only clip that I took, and I apologize, but I'm still trying to get back into this swing of things. I picked up The Black Orchard by Chuck Wendig. I actually got this, it's signed. Whoop! Dropped the bookmark. My bad. It's signed, which is pretty cool. I'm super excited to pick this up because it sounds very interesting. Basically, this town has this orchard of apple trees, and they figure out that if you eat these apples, I think it grants you some kind of like powers or something, or like grants you wishes. Oh no, it grants you particular gifts, and each gift is becoming darker the more people eat the apples, I believe is what this is telling me. And that sounds super interesting. I haven't read a horror in a little while, so I'm interested to see what this is all about. I have never read anything by this author, but I do have another one of his books. I do have The Book of Accidents, which I've been wanting to read since I got it. I'm such a mood reader that I never know when I'm going to be in the mood to read it. Oh, another bookmark from a independent bookstore from where I got it. This one is signed too. So I think it's pretty cool that I have 2 signed books by this author, and I don't even know if I'm gonna like them. Oh well. But I'm excited to start but I don't know which one to start with. If you have a recommendation on which one I should start with, let me know down in the comments because I'm excited to read both of these. I just don't know which one to pick. The plan today, though, is it is Saturday. It is about 10:30 in the morning, and I am going out with my boyfriend's parents and spending the day with them while he is at work. Generally, he does not work on the weekends, but he picked up some extra hours. They were cut a day because of the rain, so he's working, and I'm gonna go hang out with them. I have no idea what we're doing. No idea. So I will try and take you along with me if I can remember to film, but again, I'm still just getting back into the swing of things, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna continue to read Iron Flame. God, it's taking so long to finish this damn book. I really wanted to like it too. I really did. But it's just not happening. Who's to know what happens when the world
this is an okay bar for running into you. It's an awful house, and I wanted to get you out. I'm working on a plan right now to come through. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. Oh, nothing feels the same without you now. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down, 'cause nothing feels the same without you now. What's the point in dreaming if I lose my voice the second I get caught by you? I wanted you to know that I'm afraid, but we can make it go away. I hope you hear the things I say when I'm choked up next to you. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down. Oh, nothing feels the same without you now. I've waited for a lifetime for you to calm down, 'cause nothing feels the same without you now. And all my friends are wasting time, and I'm afraid I'm wasting mine. But if you talk to me again, it'd be worth it. All my friends are wasting time, and I'm afraid I'm wasting my whole life trying to be something I can't. I've waited for a lifetime for you.
Okay, hi. Hello. It is now like a couple weeks since I've last filmed, and I apologize. Thanksgiving went great up until the point I had an allergic reaction. So I think I did film a little bit during Thanksgiving. It was, we had a great Thanksgiving. It was nice. It was small. But I had an allergic reaction to something in the chapstick that I used. So my lips were super, super swollen to the point where I couldn't even talk, because every time I talked, my lips would like break open where it was starting to heal, and it was bad. It was so bad. So I wasn't able to be on camera during that time. And I've had some changes at my work. I am now the office manager of the office that I work at, and I'm really excited about that. It's just been very stressful, very busy. So I haven't had time to vlog and update or anything, because by the time I get home, I just wanted to crash. So this is the first chance I've had since then to vlog, and it is now like the second week of December. But I did just finish Iron Flame. Finally finished Iron Flame, and I'm disappointed, severely disappointed in this book. I gave this 2 stars. If I was being super nice, I would give it 2.5. I would say 75% of the book was boring as shit. I was hoping that it would pick up, and it did. Towards the end of the book, more things were happening. We were getting some answers, and the way the book ended, I'm like, damn. Now originally when I was reading the book, I was like, I'm not continuing with this at all. Like, I'm good. I don't need to continue. Once I finish this, I'm done. But the way that this ended, I kind of feel like I have to continue now, which is great, but also kind of aggravating, because I'm just like, how long is this third book going to be, and how boring is it going to be, like the beginning of this one? I thought that the writing was very bland, very boring. I thought it was very basic. There wasn't really any passages in it that I highlighted because I thought they were beautifully written or made me think about things. It was just kind of plain storytelling, which is fine if you enjoy that type of thing, but I really wanted more from the writing than what I got. Character-wise, I still have like a love-hate relationship with Violet. She can be very aggravating. Honestly, I feel like I'm reading this for the dragons. I feel like that's the only reason why I'm reading these books is for the dragons, and even that was a little lacking for me this time. I don't know. Second book just wasn't it for me. So while I was reading that, because I needed something else to read in the meantime, I picked up the Book of Accidents by Chuck Wendig. I am almost done with it. I'm also listening to the audiobook, so I'm super close to being done. I'm on chapter 71, page 437 out of, that's acknowledgements, 525. This book is actually really good. I think for my first Chuck Wendig book, this was a pretty good place to start. It's interesting. There's a few complaints I have about it, like the amount of times that global warming is brought up is a little ridiculous. Like, I know it's a problem. I want it fixed too, but I don't need to read about it every other chapter. That is a little off-putting to me. This book follows three main characters. We follow Nathan, Maddie, and Oliver. He goes by Ollie. Nathan and Maddie are married, and Oliver is their child. We follow them as Nathan's dad his abusive father, I should say, has passed away and has left Nathan's childhood home to him. They go and they move, and things immediately something's off. Stuff is going on. Nathan is seeing things that aren't really there. Maddie, she is an artist, and there's some situations where her artwork, I'm just going to say, things happen. Oliver is struggling in school to make friends. He is described as a very, I just lost the word. He is described as a very sensitive child. He is very empathetic. He takes on other people's emotions to the extreme. He goes to his new school and he meets this kid named Jake. I think his name is Jake. I'm pretty sure his name is Jake. It starts with a J. It's either Jake or Jack, and Jake sounds correct. He meets Jake, and Jake is kind of an odd kid. He meets him in a difficult situation, and he thinks that he can trust this kid, but there's just a little bit of something there that's telling Oliver that something's not right. There is, in this town, a tunnel that used to be part of, like, coal mine. There are things that happen in that tunnel that are otherworldly, to say the least, and they're trying to figure out the mystery that surrounds this tunnel and this serial killer that used to live there. There's a lot going on. And I really like it. I'm enjoying it. I think his writing is influenced by Stephen King in just like a little bit. I will be finishing this up hopefully in the next couple days and moving on to something else. I don't know what yet. I really want to reach my Goodreads goal, and I only have a couple weeks left, and I don't get a lot of time to read. Hopefully I can meet that goal. I do also have another book haul for this video. So we went to Half Price Books, so these are all used, I think, for the most part. I picked up The Princess Bride by William Goldman. We pretty much all know what this is about. There's a movie. I've never read the book, so I'm interested to see how I like this versus the movie, because I love the movie. And then after I read it, I want to rewatch the movie because it's been several years since I've seen it. So I picked up that, just a little mass market paperback. Then I grabbed The Little Prince, classic French literature. I've never read it before, and I really wanted to, and I found this edition, thought it was pretty cute. It was wrapped up when I bought it, and now kind of looking through it, I kind of wish I would have got a different edition, but this will do. I'll read this, and then if I can find a better edition, I'll pick that up in the future if I love this. I've been looking for this book for a long time used, so I wouldn't have to pay the Barnes & Noble price, and I'm trying to limit the amount of books I buy off Amazon, but the price at Barnes & Noble was kind of ridiculous, but I really wanted to read it because I I've been interested, and that is The Bell Jar by Sylvia Plath. I know that our main character is described as talented and beautiful and a successful woman, but then she starts to have like this decline in her mental health, and you're kind of following her through that. I believe this is kind of almost memoir-esque for Sylvia Plath. I'm terrible. I don't know a lot about Sylvia Plath, and I feel really bad about that. I feel like everybody does, and I'm kind of in the dark. But I wanted to pick this up because I have the unabridged journals of Sylvia Plath. I picked that up off of Instagram. Someone was selling it and I bought it. But I wanted to read this first and then go and read that. So I'm probably going to have a whole vlog dedicated to reading these two books. Hopefully that is soon. My friend, while we were there, said that she read this and she really liked it. So I grabbed it. It's Suicide Forest by Jeremy Bates. This is based off the forest in Japan, whose name I'll put here because I have forgotten how to properly pronounce that, and I apologize. We follow a group of campers that plan on climbing Mount Fuji, but as they're traveling, the weather becomes a little treacherous. They can't make that climb, so they decide to camp out, and they camp out in the forest, and they soon discover that the legends behind this forest and what happens there is true. So I'm really excited to read this. This sounds spooky and scary. Next book I bought was because of TikTok, and I hate when I do that. But I've seen it all over TikTok and Instagram. I've seen at this point some mixed opinions on it, but I grabbed it nonetheless. I got Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Marr. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name. This is everywhere. I don't know. I was influenced again to buy a book. And I'm kind of worried that I'm going to be disappointed. This follows Evie. She is trying to help her family. They're kind of down on their luck. They're not doing well with finances, and she needs to get a job. And the villain of the kingdom that she lives in puts up a job posting, and she decides to take it because she doesn't really have another choice. And of course, she starts to have a crush on her boss. And it turns out that there's stuff going on in the kingdom that they didn't know about, and I think that person is trying to kill the villain of the town, which makes sense because he's a villain, but I don't know. TikTok, that's my only explanation on this. I do know that it's supposed to be kind of funny, so hopefully the humor is actually decent and not cringy. We'll see. This last book that I grabbed, I feel like I'm going to be disappointed because a few people I follow on BookTube and Bookstagram posted about it, but I really should have looked into what they thought before purchasing it, but I didn't, so I grabbed it anyway, and that is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. I don't know much about this book. I truly don't. I've never read a Cassandra Clare. I have tried reading the Shadowhunter series and the Infernal Devices, and I just can't get into those books. I am so the minority on that opinion. For some reason just can't get into it. So I was hoping that this, since it doesn't take place in that world, that I would like it. But now I'm seeing a lot of reviews saying that she really heavily copied A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. Now, I've never read that series. I used to own the book, and I did try to pick it up, but that was many, many years ago, and I just couldn't get into it. I do want to pick it up again because I feel like now I would enjoy it more than where I was at that time. So I don't know. I've read a lot of Goodreads reviews that say that this is, like, you can tell, super heavily influenced, if not straight copied from A Darker Shade of Magic. I don't know how true that is. I don't know. I just know that that's what I've seen on Goodreads. So take that for what it is. So those are all the books that I have to show you. I am going to make dinner. I need to change into comfier clothes because I'm currently in what I wore to work. And I don't know what book I'm going to pick up next. I know I need to finish the Book of Accidents, of course, but I feel like I need something else right now too. So we'll see. I will hopefully update you again and check in with you one more time before ending this vlog. I'm sorry that there was not a lot of talking about books in this vlog. I just couldn't. I couldn't talk. couldn't get on camera. But I will catch you later, and I'll at least end the vlog at another time. Okay, bye. Hello, Editing Taylor here. Sorry to pop in. There is more after this clip, but I forgot to tell you what I thought of the Book of Accidents. I thought I had mentioned it previously, but I'm editing and I realized that I have not told you what I felt about the Book of Accidents and the ending, because I have finished it. I gave this book 4 stars. There are a few parts in here that are a little bit laggy. It kind of drags. Just here and there are a few chapters where I'm like a little bored. The repetitiveness of some of the topics that come up gets a little bit old. And I just mean like there's a few phrases that are said repetitively. The mention of global warming is brought up repetitively to the point where you notice it. Like it becomes evident how often that is brought up, and that just got a little bit annoying for me, just too much. I did enjoy the ending. I feel like it was ended the way that it should have been, but also I'm a little bit frustrated by the ending because of what happens with one of the characters. You kind of get this foreshadowing moment about what's going to happen with this character, so you know what's going to happen, but you're kind of thinking, okay, well, maybe something else will happen to change that and it'll all be good. And the ending is like, oh, okay, that does make sense now. Because not every story is going to wrap up with like this pretty little bow. I think it all adds up, it lines up and makes a lot of sense. That's going to be all from me, Editing Taylor. I'm going to go ahead and send you back to Past Taylor now. Okay, it is Thursday. Had to think about that one for a second there. And I was going to start reading Blackwater by Michael McDowell, and I did start it. I got almost 100 pages in, but I am now going to a book tour, book signing type of deal in March for Holly Black, and I'm super excited about it. It's the first book signing, author, book tour event that I've ever gone to. And I'm super nervous, but I'm super excited. I'm going with one of my friends, and she snagged us tickets before they sell out. It's at the Blue Willow Bookshop in Texas, down here in Texas, and I'm so excited. But that means I need to start reading. And I need to start reading Holly Black. So, I have a lot of work to do. I am ashamed that I have not read any books by Holly Black yet. But I am excited to go and see a really famous author and get to be a part of that. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start reading The Cruel Prince. Now, I know the book that she is going to be talking about is actually the conclusion to The Stolen Heir, but I really want to start with the Cruel Prince trilogy. I don't know what these series are actually called, so I'm sorry. And I do have The Cruel Prince, so I'm going to end this vlog and I'm going to start a new video talking about that book. That one right there. And hopefully some other books in that series as well can just be on one video, because I really want to try to get these read quickly, and with how much I'm working and how busy I'm going to be over the holidays, I need to start now. And start right now. So Thank you guys so much for watching. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you. I know this vlog isn't as good as probably some of my previous ones, and I apologize, but I am just now starting to get back into filming. Like I said earlier, there's been some stuff that has gone on, and yeah, I'm just grateful for you being here and supporting me. So thank you so much, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!